If you're feeling lost right now, you're in the right place. Maybe you're waking up every morning with this ball in the pit of your stomach because you feel like you should have it figured out by now, but you don't. Maybe every time someone asks you, so what's the plan? You feel uncomfortable because you honestly don't know what to tell them. Or maybe you're thinking really hard, trying to figure out your next move, but that clarity you're looking for just isn't coming. Whatever your situation, I want you to know this. Feeling lost doesn't mean you're broken or that there's something wrong with you. Actually, feeling lost is very normal sometimes. It's part of the human experience. It just means that a chapter has ended and the next one hasn't revealed itself just yet. Now, I know it can be really uncomfortable and existentially like a malaise. And I know this because I've had many chapters of feeling lost and getting found. And even recently, I've been going through a major transition in my life where I, for many years, was competing at a high level in triathlon, even became a world champion last year, also did some high-risk competition with some great results. But just a few months ago, I decided to retire from high-level sports. And even though it feels like the right decision, it's left a huge hole in my life. And it's got me asking big questions like, who am I now? What's next? What do I want to do with my life? So naturally, there's been moments where that's been really exciting because there's possibilities that I can see, but there's moments where I feel totally confused and totally lost. So I get it. And through all these years and all three of these chapters, I've realized that there's three things we can do that make a huge difference and that can prevent us from spiraling and getting to some bad habits and some kind of self-defeating patterns, and can help make this season of life one where you can grow as a person, you can discover yourself even more, and you can step powerfully into the next chapter of your life. So today I want to share these three things with you. I'm using them right now. They're making a big difference, and I sincerely hope that they can help you as well. Number one, when you don't know what to do, focus on yourself. So it's normal sometimes to not know what that next chapter is, that next move, that next project. And when that happens, yes, it can be frustrating, but there's one thing you can always do, and that's always going to pay dividends, and that's to work on yourself. You can always build better habits. You can always read new books and educate yourself. And it's never too late to learn new skills. And when you do that, what happens is that it gives the power back to you and you start to getting a feeling of momentum again of, all right, I'm getting somewhere and I feel like I'm becoming more of who I truly am. When you imagine the best version of yourself and you compare it and you contrast it with right now, what's that gap for you? And how can you bridge it? What's one thing you can start doing or stop doing that would really make a difference? Do that. What's one book you've been wanting to read that you've been curious about? Well, pick it up, start reading it. And what's one skill that you know would make you more competent in the world? What's stopping you from learning that? Back in 2014, I had just gone back from Peru. I spent 3 weeks in the Sacred Valley doing plant medicine ceremonies with the shamans, ayahuasca, some San Pedro, some very powerful experiences. But it left me coming back feeling like my old world had ended, but I wasn't clear on where I was supposed to go next. And I was really in between worlds. So I packed up my car and I moved to a small town in the mountains of California named Ojai. And I decided to do effectively a personal development training camp for myself. I called it the Jedi Training Camp. And for 3 months, I did really deep meditations. I read all these books. I did some powerful emotional processing techniques. And lo and behold, I leveled up so much in those 3 months that by the end, I wanted to share it with others. And I ended up creating that as a program. And it ended up being one of the most successful projects of my professional life. But it didn't start with that intention. It just started with, I want to focus on myself. And once my cup felt full, I felt like I had something to give to others. And although you might not create a personal development program, I guarantee you that as you step in the best version of yourself, you will raise your frequency. You will attract new ideas, new possibilities, new people, And all of a sudden, this fog you're experiencing will clear up and you will see where to go next. And you will feel a heck of a lot better in the process. That's one thing I can guarantee you. Number 2, control what you can control and then give it to God. So yes, you can take action. Yes, you can read books. Yes, you can improve your habits, no doubt. But there's also a lot of things we don't control. And that's one of the parts that can be most painful. Just a couple days ago on the weekend, it was Saturday, and I could feel my mind spinning, trying to figure it out. Maybe you can relate to that. And honestly, I was getting nowhere. I was just thinking the same thoughts in loops, and it wasn't helpful. It was just kind of really shitty. So Sunday when I woke up, I decided to do something different. I just put my hands in prayer position. I said, God, universe, I'm not exactly sure where I'm meant to go right now. Please give me a sign. Please guide me. I'm open. I trust you. And then I let it go. And within about an hour, I got a text message from one of my friends saying, hey, guys, this was in a group chat. I highly recommend this book. You guys should check it out. The Meaning of Your Life by Arthur C. Brooks. Never heard of it, but to me, this felt like my prayer was answered. The universe said, okay, you want guidance? Boom, here's your next step. So if you've been thinking really hard and you're not getting anywhere, I suggest you try something different and you try praying. And if praying is not something that's part of your life, all I would say is, what do you have to lose? Personally, I didn't grow up with it. I didn't grow up in a religious or spiritual family, but eventually I just realized that sometimes I don't know what to do, and maybe there's a higher power, some force beyond me that can help me. And I found that whenever I've done that, I have received guidance. But here's the key. You have to pay attention. If you're on your phone all day, or if you're in your head all the time, you're gonna miss the signs, you're gonna miss the guidance. So pray, ask for guidance, and then look around, be attuned, be open, and see what shows up. And when it does, follow it. And that's when you can go on what I call a cosmic scavenger hunt. You follow one hint and it leads you to something else. And that thing leads you to someone, and that someone leads you to something else. And just like that, you find your path. It's a really fun way to navigate life. It has this feeling of magic and serendipity. And it's a heck of a lot easier than just scratching your face and thinking really, really hard about it. And it works better too. So give that a shot. Control what you can control, and then give it to God. The third thing that can make a huge difference, and that's helping me right now, and that can help you certainly, is stop comparing yourself to others. We live in a world where it's so easy, especially with social media, to always compare ourselves to others and to have these thoughts and feelings that, this person has it all figured out, or that person's life looks so much better. I suck. What's wrong with me? Sure, you've experienced that before. I know I have. And just recently, I had a reminder of how much of an illusion that is, because I just got back from Europe a few days ago. And if you looked on Instagram and just saw the highlights from my trip, you would think I was living the dream. You would see me officiating a wedding in a medieval castle in France. You would see me drinking champagne with my friends in the French countryside. You'd see me hiking and discovering beautiful sights and drinking a beer, watching the World Cup. You'd think, wow, Phil has got it all figured out. But what you wouldn't see is that the entire time I was there was a heat wave and it was so hot and I was uncomfortable during the day, I was uncomfortable at night. You wouldn't see that the train rides between the different places I went were really long and demanding. You wouldn't see that I socialized way more than I'm used to, so I didn't have time for my habits and my rituals. So I felt a little bit off, a little bit not like myself for most of the time I was there. You wouldn't see that. So really invite you to consider that when you look at other people's lives, you see the highlight reel. When you look at your life, you see the behind the scenes footage. And you can never compare both. It's just apples and oranges. So in this season, I highly recommend to take some time away from social media or spend as little time as you can on it. Personally, I left social media 8 years ago and I haven't looked back. It's been an amazing decision. So ultimately, this season you're in, I know feeling lost is hard. I feel it sometimes, and it's, I think, one of the most challenging feelings we can have at an existential level. But it's also normal. It happens to everybody. No one is ever on their path consistently forever. There's chapters that start and finish, and then there's the weird in between. And right now you're most likely in it. But I want you to remember that this can be a beautiful season of your life if you make the right choices, if you decide to focus on yourself and becoming the best version of yourself right now. If you deepen your relationship with the universe and start asking for guidance and looking the signs and seeing what opens up in your world, what gets revealed. And if you stop comparing yourself on others and just focus on what's in front of you, focus on your path, you'll feel a heck of a lot better. So I know this is not easy, but by watching this video, you've already made a great step. So now let's keep building on my momentum. If you enjoyed this, I would love it if you give it a like, left a comment, or even subscribe if you want more videos like this. And I would love to hear from you. What's one thing you take away from that video? What's one thing that resonated with you? Please share in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. And for now, I want to wish you an amazing day. I'm going to send you so much love from here in beautiful Canada. I'll talk to you very soon.